Hi friends, today we'll be talking about the RNA structure prediction methods. Generally, we'll be discussing today about that one of the methods which is used for 3D structure predictions, and it's a famous methods which is used in different other approaches is called the homology modeling approaches. I'll take you a little back about how we have predicted 2D RNA structures with different methods like Chop-Hosman methods, Gorfor methods, neural network methods, hierarchical methods, and many other approaches. So here also we have this objective to generate 3D structures from the sequences. Once we generate the structures, we have to validate the structures by using different tools, different servers, and to analyze the structures, how our structure is in terms of their stability, in terms of their energy levels. So if you see that here, the objective of this entire study is to generate 3D RNA structure from the sequences and to find the stable structures based on the force field approach. As we discussed last time that about the force field, what is force fields, right? As you know, the Newton's law of motions, right? Mainly that second law of motions, which is based on the moment of inertia, it says that any objects will be in rest until and unless we exert the external force. So actually in biological terms, we use this force as a force field. So even we have discussed about this, what is force field, in terms of that the force which interrupting our entire systems and environment. So at the force fields which returns the stability or energy of any molecules in terms of the bonded and non-bonded interactions. Bonded interactions, bond length between the atoms, bond angles, torsional angles. As we know that bond length, this is the distance between two atoms, bond angles, the distances between three atoms, that we say that angular distances, and the torsional angles in terms of the distances between the four atoms, that we say that torque, that is we said that dihedral angles and torsional angles. So these are the bonded interactions are there. And if we talk about the non-bonded interactions like electrostatical force and van der Waals force, so this BI bonded interaction plus non-bonded interactions. And we can add one more things in non-bonded interactions is called that hydrophobic type of interactions. Even van der Waals we can treat as a hydrophobic, we can treat as a van der Waals interactions. So these all bonded and non-bonded interactions which will returns the energy in terms of the stability. As we know that the correlations of that energy and that stability terms, like the molecule, if they are more stable, they have that least energy values. So if you go, I will give you some concept map as we have discussed before. For generating 2D structure or 3D structures, we need to have the sequences. And in terms of that, we must have that that input as a sequences. and that input can be given to the systems, computers, where we have different tools, softwares, algorithm, and many other things to analyze those things and then convert it into the 3D structures. And here the question is that what computer does it? Computer have the programs, computer program in softwares, computer have the hardwares, their physical appearance, and both hardware and softwares do some activities, right, and which produce the structure, which generate the structures. So it goes through that many algorithms, many minimization techniques, many simulation techniques, which we have discussed before. Like if we talk about the energy minimization techniques, there are first derivative techniques are there, second derivative techniques are there. In first derivative, you can recall those things in terms of stepped descent methods, conjugate gradient methods, second order Newton-Raphson methods. Once we apply all these energy minimization techniques and schemes, then we will talk about the simulation methods. As we know that many other simulation methods like Newton-Raphson methods and molecular dynamic simulation methods, Monte Carlo simulations methods. We all know about this, what is molecular dynamics methods, Monte Carlo simulations methods, right? So all these algorithms, approaches and techniques which is well defined, which works on that on our machines to generate the structures. So now some steps are available and to be followed in the homology modeling approaches. And homology modeling approaches, one of the unique approaches which is used in generating the 3D structures of DNA, RNA and proteins. In that, similar analogy is there, like how we can generate the 3D structures based on the similarity search methods. So that means we have our existing structures as a template, and if we search the structures of that template, or you say the similar structure of that template, and we generate our structures which also should have the similar type of properties as the template have. So there are certain steps need to be followed for generating 3D structures based on the homology modeling. Homology terms comes from the similarity, like how our generated structures having the similarity based on the existing structure or the ancestor structures. So the steps which we need to follow to identify the sequences, first thing is that we say the target sequences, right, and then identify the template sequences. Here we need to differentiate two things. First is that target sequences, what is target sequences, and what is template sequences. So target sequences is whose structure is unknown and sequence is known, and template means the structure is known and sequence is known. So our objective is to identify the structure, generate the structures based on the target sequence whose structure is not known, by taking the template structure, existing structures. So this is one of the objective. So in that, few more steps we need to follow in terms of their aligning both target and template structures, template sequences, sequential level. We need to align those things, and then we will see that how the similarities is existing based on that target and template. is the similarity is more than 30% based on template sequence and target sequence, then those structure from the databases can be taken into considerations for the next step. If we take more than 50%, 70%, even some cases we can get 90 and 100%, that's good to take it. So once we align it, those sequence, then we have to identify that either alignment is correct or not based on the alignment scores, or you can say the similarity scores or percentage of similarity we can say, which will be showing while doing this similarity search by using the tools and software. So generally we do the BLAST basic local search alignment tool, as you all are familiar with this, right? So once we align the sequences, then we have to generate the backbones. Already we know that. Once we generate the backbone, then next step is that we need to do the loop modelings, right, where that all the secondary structures which are connected with the different loops, right, and then we need to do the side chains modeling. After seeing all these things, then we will take into the 3D structure predictions, right, and then we need to do that optimization of that model. Once we will get the model structure, then we need to validate the structures by different means and by taking help of different softwares, tools, algorithms, and even by using the different servers. So now if you say that here also the steps, protein sequences are there, sequence alignments are there, and that sequence alignments has been done by using the database search. Once we say that good structures backgrounds are there, then we need to see that secondary structures predictions, how to identify, how to generate the 2D structures of that particular sequences. Once we will do that secondary structure predictions, then we can also improve alignment based on the secondary structure predictions tools. Then everything is okay, then we'll come to that homology modeling. Then after applying this homology modeling approaches, then we will see that minimization methods to be used to see the stability of the structures. Once we find the stable structures, then we will validate our structures, then interpret our structure, then analyze our structures. So these are the plenty steps are there to get that good quality of the structures. So now if you see here, we'll start from here, identify the related structures, select the templates, align using target sequence and template sequence, build the models, evaluate the models. Then we have to check the models. If it's okay, then we will generate the structures. If not, then again we have to come to the first step. So the similar type of things are there: target sequence, template sequence, alignment, target model, and then validate the models by different servers, by using different server tools, algorithms, and many methods are there which we will be discussing after generating the 3D structures. So overall is that you have target sequence, you have template sequence, you have aligned these sequences with help of tools, with the help of the database structures, right? And then you have seen already the template structure properties. If template structure having any type of cofactors, any type of ligands which are associated, which are bound with the protein or RNA structures or DNA structures, right, then we need to identify the locations of that binding and the properties of the bindings, what are the residues and what are the base pairs are interacting to that particular interactions. All right. So one thing I need to ask, do you have any idea about what is cofactors? Okay, so cofactors is a type of metals which are like in formally bind with that protein or RNA structures or DNA structures. Ligands is a compounds or small molecules which are also bound to that RNA structure, protein structure, DNA structures, which is synthesized by like co-crystal method, XRD methods, NMR methods, Cauchy and Nosy methods. These are all the experimental methods. Even that homology modeling methods, ab initio methods, and threading methods. These are the methods which is used to identify or generate the structures by computationally. Right. So three methods mainly is used to identify to generate 3D structure method. First is the homology modeling, then ab initio methods, and then threading methods. So ab initio and threading methods we'll be discussing later. Now we are focusing on the homology modeling approach. Now we have found out the 3D structures of RNA, proteins, or DNA. Then how to validate these structures by using different tools. So now these structures which we have generated will not be having any cofactors or ligand, but we have to see this type of ligand interactions or cofactor interactions by seeing the template structures which is already is available in the databases in co-crystal forms. If suppose any structures which is having the cofactors and the ligands, and we know that ligand binding sites, and we know that cofactor binding site, so that same binding sites may be the possible binding sites for our newly generated structures by using these approaches. So now here you can see that, so thoroughly we can check it here that template structures are there with original ligands, and then target template sequence alignments are there by using the homology modeling. With the modeler we use to modeler is a software which is used to generate 3D structures by homology modeling methods by following 4 steps, right? Aligning steps, then structural finding steps, and then we have to see that these entire things can club with that Python programmings, and then we have to generate the Python file to run this entire methods which we have defined before, right? So if we see that template structures having some new ligands, right? So generation of new ligand conformant assembles, and that could be that site of that newly generated structures which is identified by using the homology modeling. And then we can say the conformation of new ligands superimposed into the original ligands. So here is that the newly generated structure may have the same binding site, and if we see that in the template structures which are already is there in co-cluster forms in the databases, nucleic acid databases or protein structure 3D databases. So if you see that if we take the same site as a binding site for a particular ligand here in the template structures, so known type of ligands which are already available and their activities also is known. So the analogs of that same compounds can be screened on the same site, right? Same site even in the newly generated structures. And then what is the possibility to screen the analogs of that those analogs on the same sites? So the better way is that we will superimpose all the analogs or the structured ligands, right, and see that what is the structural similarity between these ligands, right? Either these ligands have the similar scaffold or similar type of functional group, similar type of rings, or whatever you can say. So, and once we screen all these things by different methods, threading methods, ab initio methods, docking approaches, and that even that ligand based drug design approaches, structure based drug design approaches, QSR approaches, and many other approaches which we use, and see that, and there are chances also is there ligand analogs may give that good efficacy, good binding affinity than that original ligands which are associated with that template structures. So once we analyze all these things, ligand, conformers and the side chains, rotamer added to the binding site, and then we will analyze that model binding sites by using different refinement algorithms, right? Once means refinement algorithms means how the interaction is, how many hydrogen bond is getting formed between the atoms of that ligands with that base pairs of the DNA, RNA or residues of the proteins, right? And what is that binding affinities, what is the binding energy, what is that free energy changes, right? And many others scoring functions which can be used for analyzing the structures, how the structures is. Even that once we generate the structure, for validating many servers are available to validate our structures in terms of the project, word check, and to see the Ramachandran plots, right? Ramachandran plot, already you know that what is Ramachandran plot is a 2D structures of phi and psi angles, right? 2D representations of phi and psi angle, and Ramachandran sirs already explained about this. Okay, for getting good quality of the structures, what is that permissible regions in that plot of all the residues, right? Already you know. So in terms of the phi and psi angles, right? So once we see that, and then even more validation purpose, we can superpose our newly generated structure with the existing structure. The existing structure is template, so we will superimpose our newly generated structures is there, and then our existing structures which are already available in the protein data bank or a nucleic acid data bank. So we'll take those structure, we will superimpose this structure, we will see that all the atomic positions, right, can be superimposed, and even can be calculated the RMSD, root mean square deviations of these structures. If root mean square deviation is less, then we can say that structural similarity is bit high. So in that way we can validate our structures. There are plenty methods are there to analyze the structures. So later stage we will be exploring how to validate the structures by different algorithms, by different tools, by different servers, and many more methods. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you may ask. The general idea is that how to generate 3D structures based on the homology modeling, right? If you know the sequences and if you know the structures. Thank you so much.